We started playing together on this festival actually, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I had a gig in Hockings, the music pub, with my Irish music band. And, Sigurd was filling in for the guitarist, and that's the first time we played together.
It all happened at once actually. Us teaming up as music partners and partners, and you know. So I don't know. But we talked a lot about it, that we wanted to play together, and because it can be a bit difficult being a couple. So we talked a lot about that, because we really wanted, because we could feel there was something there, like. So yeah. So we didn't decide on any of the things first. I think it just came at the same time.
Kind of happened.
Yeah.
The music that we write, or the music that we make, all in all, it's kind of a conclusion or a result of all the music that we heard or played. And we played a lot of traditional music, both Danish music but also Irish and Scottish music. We had an American music even in the later years, and that's been a great interest for us. So of course it's kind of puts its little traces in our own compositions, and it just happens by chance, I think, or as a result of all the music that we heard and played.
We don't think too much of any style. I think it's just what comes out, and it might be it might sound a bit like this or that or the other. So
and I don't know. We just really try to choose the tunes that we feel make sense, and take away all the stuff that's just kind of da-da-da. You know, it just has to mean something. You know, a bit of sweat and tears in every tune.
Actually, one of the songs we made the arrangement after we were at a Bruce Springsteen concert, and we were just really this is, because it's quite sort of. I wouldn't say it's Bruce Springsteen, but it's sort of, you know, we had that sort of feel. So we sort of we try and do something like that, because just for fun, because we were inspired and stuff, and like things like that is
So I used to play classical music for 20 years first, and that's kind of my musical upbringing, and there it's always violin, but so for me it's not. I use a lot of the classical techniques still, and I find it very, very useful in my playing now that I have the technical abilities that I learned from that, and I can bring it in and do whatever I like with this music as well. So.
Can you give an example of classical techniques which are used in folk music or in your music?
It's hard to say a specific technique, but I think just in general. What I use from the classical music now is that I would use a lot of the technical exercises to keep my fingers up to speed and keep my tone and my intonation and all that. I just find help in my classical upbringing for that.
There might be people that still think that it's not a good idea, but I think it's proved itself that everybody plays differently, and there's people are just better, you know, and that's not a bad thing, I think.
And I think that for us, the Danish tradition are at a point now. It's been developing for quite a lot of years. We had the revival in the 60s, 70s, and now there's another movement happening where there's a lot of young musicians getting good, and they all learned in music school from very young age, so they have a different approach perhaps than the old guys in the 60s perhaps who learned from another musician just hanging on. But so it's just changing a little bit, but I think everybody agrees that having learned technical things from a young age is just an advantage, and it's just a thing that can help us now.
I still go, like, some of the records I listen to are definitely not perfect. The ones that I really love, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the feel, really, and that's something that's hard to teach. You can't really teach that academically. I think you have to I don't know. You have to experience it somehow yourself.
Yeah.
I think for me, the thing with studying music, it's just a chance to concentrate completely on your music for 5 years. Yeah. And you have all the time and the room to just study and just use energy on that and not have to worry about earning money or anything like that. And that's what it is. And that's... you still have to keep learning from life and all these other things your whole life, of course. It's not... You can't perfect yourself within these 5 years and say, now I'm graduated, I'm a finished musician, I can go and play concerts.
But at the same time, we know loads of fantastic musicians that haven't studied, haven't got an academic degree. So it's just a thing really. Like
you mentioned Asmussen, right? The poem which inspired the song.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell a bit about him? Because I'm sure he's not very well known in the Netherlands.
No, I think in Denmark he's like a national poet a little bit. Everybody knows him, and he's done some things that are just part of every child's upbringing. He's got an ABC children's book, which is very, very popular, and we all know him. I can feel that the audience, they all have some sort of relationship to him, and he writes these short, very simple poems. And some of them are very humoristic, and some of them are very serious, but they're small and very simple. And
we still don't really know what that song is about.
No,
it's got a great feel to it. Like I don't know what it is. It just feels nice, and it's funny, sort of twisted, in a really nice way.
I was born on Bornholm, but and only in the last 10 years actually I've been studying the music from there and actually digging it out from the archives as well and finding a lot of really interesting things. But the Danish style, of course, there's different areas in Denmark that have a specific musical style, but all areas are very affected by the countries around us as well, because we're right in the middle of the sea. And Bornholm, as I come from, it's very interesting to look at the music because there are traits of Swedish music and German music and from the Baltic countries, and also some tunes that exist in England and Scotland as well. So it's really a big mix of whoever came by the island.
Well, I grew up with, because my dad's from England, so I grew up with a lot of English and Scottish and American and Irish and all that, and a bit of Danish as well. He listens to all sorts of music, and so I mostly grew up with the whole American and Anglo thing. So I really come from that background. But there's great music from the area where I come from as well. There's some very old notebooks and.
Actually, one of the oldest ones that
they
we
come
have
from
found.
just the village up the road from where I'm from.
Yeah.
So,
What's his name now?
Erik Jensen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some lovely tunes.
Yeah, great tunes.
One of the oldest sources from 1700 something.
Yeah.
Some of the things, we only have the written sources, stuff that's that old from the 1700s. We have the melody and that's it. We don't know how it was played or what's tempo often or nothing. So it's important, and that's what I've been doing a lot with the music from Bornholm, because it's from written sources. You have to kind of make your own playing style. And that's a challenge and also very interesting to try and do.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.